Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing great. I hope your homeschool week is going well. For us that take summers off, I hope that you guys are wrapping things up because it's just a few more weeks left in the semester. I know for us, let me look at this calendar. I think we have about 5 more weeks, y'all. So we're getting towards the end, and it's very exciting to be, wrapping things up, seeing how far along the kids have come from the beginning of the school year all the way down to the end. So, with that being said, it's May, y'all. Everybody is getting their curriculum choices and picks together. So, I did mention this particular curriculum in Elijah's curriculum picks video, but I felt I need to do it a little bit more justice, especially now that we're in curriculum picking season. And I don't think I did it as much justice as what I probably should have. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and talk about the world of ELA, which is English Language Arts, best kept secret, something that I don't really see too many talk about on YouTube or Instagram. BJU Press English 3. This is definitely a hit. We will be using it next year for English 4. Jerry and Kelsey will be using it next year as well. I already have the teacher book. It's the newest edition, so all I have to do is purchase 2 student books for those kids and be done with it. So let me just go into detail some things, what I like about it so much. Now, there is one thing I don't like about it, and I've complained about it before, and it's the binding. Like, the cover's gone. We have a whole section, like this is page 73, y'all, so almost 100 pages is like ripped out, and it's been placed in his book bin with the other books. That's okay because we don't need it anyway. So one thing, what I'm probably gonna start doing is ripping the pages out and putting them in his independent work folder, even though it's not independent work. But that's neither here nor there. I want to go to a section that we really enjoyed the most, and that would have to be, the writing part, okay? So where we're actually having to use the writing process. The best thing about this is that your kids can get as creative as they want to be. One thing that is possibly could be an issue is, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys, and that's that part of the writing process. Like, especially if your kid is already a reluctant writer. Maybe they're not even a reluctant writer. Like my boy, he didn't mind writing, but sometimes he just wants to finish. He's looking at the end result, whereas he's not really focused too much on the in-between part, and that's the part that matters the most. So anyway, so he had to write a story. And what I like about this is the book gives you examples of things to write, and then they kind of turn you loose on it, which is really excellent. One thing, like when we were doing a narrative, okay? So here, there's the story map, understand? Now, what I did in the student book, they have a blank one of these. One thing that I do wish BJU would do is to have several copies. Well, not even several copies. I wish BJU would put a blank one of these in their teacher resources. Like you get with your teacher book, you get a disc in the back of the book, and it has all kind of supplemental resources that your kids need. Well, if they need extra practice in something. There are some resources we really didn't need because Elijah he picked up on the concepts really quickly. Some things not so much. Some things, it's like, oh, let me go to my disc and pull you up some extra practice. Also, like test reviews and things like that, cumulative reviews is all on there as well. But anyway, so in his book, he had a blank one of these. So before I was like, no, don't write on it just yet. I made like 10 copies of it so he could go back to it. So anyway, so you have this graphic organizer in it, and there is a sample story. And the way I encourage Elijah to write when we're doing our main ideas, for instance, the example, main idea, Shayna and Travis's family got ready for the storm. 3 details. They picked up trash and taped the window. They checked their food and batteries. They listened to the news on the radio. Well, sometimes when you're asking him when he wants to write whatever it is he wants to write, his main idea, I want a new Blade Blade. This is just, I don't even think he wrote about Blade Blades. And then his supporting details, they are cool. They are fun. I love them. And so what I was able to do, because writing can get very, very touchy with kids. Like, when it comes to writing, you got to have a lot of grace and a lot of patience. Deep down, I feel these kids know. They know their potential and they could have done better. But for the sake of being done, it's like... So what I did was I read it and I was like, oh, okay, let me see what you got for your first main idea. Okay, I want a new Blade Blade. Okay. I read it, his main idea out loud. And I said, okay, go back and read their main idea. He'll read the example listed in the book and he'll read their details. And I'm like, so what do you think about yours? Is yours kind of like how they did it? And he'll say, yeah, I gave 3 details. I was like, well, how are your details and how are their details? And he kind of has the sheepish grin like, yeah, I could beef it up a little bit more. So we were able to improve our quality of writing in that manner instead of just saying, this isn't good enough. Or, I mean, even sometimes as moms, we have good intentions and we don't think that it will come across as offensive, but these are like beginning learners. And, depending on what type of child you have, like the criticism like really cuts to the core with one kid, whereas the next kid might be like, oh, you know what, yeah, I can do that. And they just take it differently. And so the last thing you want to do is to even though you didn't say anything offensive, but that's not to say that the kid will not be offensive as to how you criticize their work or asking them to make improvements. Some may say, well, what if it's just a scam to let them just write anything that they want? Well, you never can be too safe. Either way, even if it is a scam, that's where you set boundaries as a mom. And they're like, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. That was never my intention to upset you, but we got to get this writing up to speed. You want to be a really good writer and, you're there, but, we can make some changes to make it a little bit more in-depth. Things like that. Especially if you have an overly sensitive child. Well, I don't want to say overly sensitive. Let me just stop saying that because it's not our job to say if someone's too sensitive or too insensitive. Well, maybe if they're insensitive, you can say that, but like, oh, that hurt my feelings. But anyway, like, I was always called, like, I was overly sensitive as a child. That's what they said about me. And I don't think it was the fact that I was overly sensitive. Because sometimes it's like, okay, are you calling me overly sensitive because you want to pass to say whatever you want? Or even if I am, you still got to handle me with care. So anyway, so let's handle these kids with care when it comes to their writing, regardless if they're just trying to get out of it, regardless if they're just trying to be funny and, want to be done with it early. Don't worry about that. You do your job as a mom, and that's to nurture what's already inside of your sweet little angels. So I felt that was a really good resource to be able to go back and forth to gauge his writing compared to what is here as an example. And I found that helped because the first time I was like, you see anything wrong with, could you improve anything? Oh, no, it's perfect. It's perfect. And it's like, oh, okay. So read theirs and then read yours. And they already know I can make some changes. I knew that you could. So anyway, there's also these teach for understanding. Sometimes, you may overlook this. I know sometimes as moms, we're like, oh, I don't need to do that part. But sometimes you do, guys. It's going to kind of help you, the lessons to stick with your kids. I found that to be very helpful. Also in the back of the book, you see this is paperclip because I had to rip it out and make copies for Elijah because that's another thing I didn't like. Why are these in the back of the teacher book? They should be on that disc as well because I'm like butchering up my book and I have to keep this stuff together so I can use it for Jerry and Kelsey. But I made it work. You have to cut the binding off so it'll fit in your copier. But just these, you can use this like as bonus work or just as a supplement, something to get their day started. When I was a girl in school, we used to have bell ringers. Like when the bell rang, you just get out this paper and you start doing this independent work. So all of my kids do some type of a bonus in the morning. For a while, Elijah didn't have one until he came down to reducing fractions. And then, you know, he was a little shaky on it. So he's been doing those reducing fractions as his bonus every morning. They do that after their typing lesson. Like all their computer stuff gets done in the beginning of the day. But now he's like a master at reducing fractions, so he didn't have to do that anymore. Now we're doing things like where he's at in grammar is like quotation marks and stuff. So that's going to be his morning bonus. But for a while, you know, you can, that's exactly what you can use this as well. All in all, I feel like this was one of the most perfect resources that I had. Now, just give me a second. I'm going to turn this camera around and show you guys what is actually on the teacher's disc because it has so many more resources. So just give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone. Excuse me. So this is what it looks like. I have a DVD drive, external drive, because this computer doesn't have one. So anyway, so I'm just gonna go here. That's it, where it is right there. Okay, and then it's gonna bring up everything that's on here. Let's see, so I go to chapters. So let's say we're working on chapter 4. These are all of the resources that's in chapter 4. So here it looks like it's only an extra practice for chapter 4. Let's see. Let me see if I can find one because some of these I have there's tons of resources. Let's see what's on chapter 3. Sorry. I'm just holding this, guys. Yeah, like chapter 3 is so many more resources and things on here. I feel like I'm going so fast. Y'all probably like, slow down, girl, I can't see it. So yeah, so lots of different, what in the world? Okay, y'all, okay. So just different worksheets. Sometimes I just print out the whole thing. Okay, and then there's a review. And then there is, I believe there's an answer key. Let me go back. Some of this stuff y'all probably know. You don't need, come on now. Let me go back. I don't know what this is popping up. What? The applicator no responded. I don't know what they want me to do, so forget it. So now there's like an answer key for it. So sometimes I print out the answer keys because it's just faster grading for me. And see here, look, chapter 3 answers. So I just print them both out. I'm trying to think, was there anything else I needed to show you guys on here? A lot of this stuff is just like absolutely nothing. So the only thing you need to concern yourselves with is the chapters, the answers. Let me see, I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna click on it. Okay. Oh, it's the same thing that was in chapters. It's just faster if you go to the chapter section. I don't remember what this is. Yeah, this is nothing. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe something to download. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, another thing that, in addition to those extra resources that's found on the disc, I got my son a, originally I got him this writing folder from Lakeshore, and he was just like, Mama, no. Just no, it looks babyish. He was like, no, ma'am. So then I found these. I think I got these. Oh, no, I got these on Lakeshore. I got this from Oriental Trading, I think. Oriental Trading. I got those from Oriental Trading. It was like a pack of 12, but then I got him these. They were like $2.99 at Lakeshore. I think I have a total of 9. I bought, no, 3, a total of 3. And so you just put these in the pockets where you are in the writing process. Oh, there's stuff in here. So first we have the pre-writing. So that means his whatever graphic organizer he's using is gonna go here. And then his first draft. And then revision and editing. So I'm sorry, the final draft is number 4. I don't know why they put edit on there, but number 3, revise. So when he's ready for me to check it, he'll just put it here and I'll check it, mark it up. And then when he's finally done with it, we'll just put it here and then that's usually the final time. I'm not going to make it perfect, y'all. I made that mistake a long time ago. Just waiting for him to make it perfect. Don't do that. Now if it's a lot of gross mistakes, then yeah, okay, son. But if he only has a few, I don't make them write to perfection, because as writers and moms, we all know no part of writing is ever complete. One of my English professors told me that when I got to college, because she was like editing my things and I was getting a little bit discouraged, and she said, hey Brandy, look, writing is never going to be complete. You will always find something to revise, and it's just never going to be complete. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this review of BJU's Grammar 3. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. Did you like it? Do you love it? Just let's talk about it, y'all. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.